Hello everyone, namaste. Thanks for joining me. So today is, I'm actually recording this episode ahead of time, ahead of schedule, because I realized sometimes I have more energy and creative ideas, and I want to get things done, and this is one of those times. So I hope you don't mind that I'm changing around the time. I made sure to record it beforehand and not after. So that way you guys have it ahead of time if you want it as well. All right, so today's workout I'm really excited about because I'm starting to get out of my comfort zone and working on things that we may or may not have at home. And actually, even if you don't have these items at home, I will give you alternatives that you can use that anyone has. And that's going to be something like gravity. So I'll definitely give you those options. And yeah, the greatest part about today's workout is also you can make it your own. What I mean by that is you can do as little reps as you want or as many reps as you want, but I'm going to give you kind of sets of exercises. For example, we're going to be working our arms and our upper body, and you can either decide to do that in sets of 10 and repeat that, 2 times, 5 times, or etc. Or you can do sets of 20. And by doing sets of 20, you're increasing your endurance. You're also building strength, so let's not forget that. But when you're doing sets of 20 instead of sets of 10, you're incorporating the endurance component, and it changes your muscle fiber type as well over time. Continuing to blend strength and cardio is actually the ideal to be, nice and healthy and balanced. So for today's video purposes, I'll be showing you sets of 10 reps, but again, you can do 20 reps and repeat it as many times as you want, okay? Another thing is we're gonna be doing some legs, and for the leg component, if you have a small resistance band at home, I want you to grab it now because we're gonna be using it. So I wanted to make this video about equipment as well. This is a great chance to show you what I have at home, show you different varieties and different options that you can create and add on to your already existing exercise regimen. So for example, I love this band. We're going to use that for the second part of class. Another thing, if you have lying around, go ahead and grab a ball, a Pilates ball. We're going to use that as well. We're also going to use a long resistance band. So if you have that, go ahead and grab it. And then last but not least, we have a set of 3-pound weights. And again, if you don't have those things, it's okay. Part of this class is to give you a demo and to educate you on the different options that you can do with this equipment. And if you like it so much, you can always order online and send it to your home directly. Easy to find on Amazon or any kind of sports goods store. I mean, Amazon's the first place I would try. So you can also get creative, but with certain things like these bands, hard to replicate that. You also want to make sure they're sturdy and you're not compromising your safety here. So making sure that the band is not ripped is always an important thing. And yeah. So again, I'm going to show you reps of 10 for each exercise. We'll repeat it, let's say, 2 times. And you can, so doing reps of 10 for arms and legs, upper body being repeated twice, lower body being repeated only 1 time. Gives you a total of 100 total reps in your whole exercise. Now, that may be enough for some of you. That could be a lot. It could be not enough. So I want to also let you know you can do up to 500 reps with this exercise. So anywhere from 100 to 500 total. At the end, I'll explain again one more time what the numbers should look like if in case you want to achieve certain numeric points like I am. I'm very based on numbers. So no more talking here, no more explaining. Let's get our workout started. So your first thing that you're going to do is sit up nice and tall. Now actually, before we do anything else, if you have a pillow that you want to put on your mat to support your head during some of these exercises, feel free to grab it now. This one is nice and flat, and it's pretty small, so it's not going to make my head, and it's actually going to keep my head in a neutral position, and it's not going to force me to tuck my chin, which is not something you want. So a nice neutral position for the head helps with a small pillow. All right, so your first exercise, sitting upright, nice and tall, long spine. You're gonna lift your toes up, but your heels are touching with the earth. You're engaging your quads here. Now, if you have your band, go ahead and grab it now. Ball's rolling. All right, you're gonna loop it around your feet. Keep your feet hip width apart. Now, depending on how much or how little resistance you want, you're gonna bring your hands either closer for more resistance, or you're gonna make it a little bit looser of a grip by bringing your hands closer towards the handles. Okay, so either way, further apart is easier, closer is a little more challenging. Again, keep that nice long spine. What you're gonna do is lean forward, and then you're gonna lean back, and one side is gonna pull. So one side is pulling like you're doing a row, you're rowing, but you're also turning your head towards the same side. So not only are we using the mid-back, we're also incorporating the head, which helps incorporate your core. You're gonna come back to center, lean forward a bit, and then you're gonna do the other side. Good, again, looking over the shoulder. Back to center, lean back. Good, center, and other side. Good. So now that you have this move, know what to expect. Good, let's do 4 more. And last 2. Good, so that was 10 total right there. All right, so we're gonna do that same exercise again, but say you don't have a band and you do have weights, okay? You're gonna grab your small hand weights. Maybe if you don't have weights, go ahead and grab some water bottles that are equal size, equal weight. I don't know, you can get creative, grab some beans, your call. So either way, a little bit of resistance now is gonna be applied instead of from front to back, it's gonna be applied from the top down. So we're working a little bit different of muscle groups here. Right now we're working on biceps a little more. Your palms are gonna face up. And again, you're gonna lean forward and then, reach forward. And then as you pull back, you're gonna pull back with that one side again, looking over the shoulder. Forward, keep the elbows slightly bent, pull back, and then go ahead and do the other side. Forward and back. Good, now if it's okay and if the weights aren't too heavy, you could even extend your arms to reach for your toes. And then remember, flip your palms to face up as you twist. Reach for the toes and twist. Reaching for your toes gives you a nice stretch in the back of the hamstrings. Let's do a few more, last 4. And remember, the more you lean back, the more you're working your core. Nice. All right, break right there. So that was 10 on that with this a modification using the weights. Okay, now the next thing we're gonna try is same exercise, different variation. You're gonna use your arms and gravity and nothing else. Same starting position. This time you're gonna extend your arms straight, and this time when you're leaning back, one arm reaches back behind you and you look at those fingertips. Maybe even reach so far back you're touching the ground. Good, come forward, keep the arms straight, palms touch, and then go to the other side. Lean back, reach. Good, back to center. That's 2 already. Lean back, reach, and back to center. Good, and back. Remember to breathe. Last 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, drop your arms. Assess how you feel now. Take a breath in and a breath out. Cool. So hopefully you found at least one of these ways that'll work for you at home when you're doing this again. Part 2 of your upper body exercises, I like to call the volleyball spike. So this is the part of class, if you have a Pilates ball or a soft ball or even a soft pillow, go ahead and grab it now. We're going to use our imagination, pretend we're playing volleyball, and we're going to now bend our knees, bring your feet flat to the mat. Okay, so again, this has to do with leaning back again, keeping your chest pointed forward and in front of you, and then keeping your shoulders back, nice straight spine. Good. And if you know what a spike looks like, this is the setup for it. So you're going to lean back and throw the ball up in the air, catch it, and then return back to center. Good. Lean back and catch. Now, say you don't have the ball. Just lean back and imagine. Good. Going back and forth. All right, now if you think of another sport that does the same motion, maybe you're shooting a hoop. Let's do 5 more. Good time. All right, so that was 10 reps. Not so bad, right? So using your imagination is always great. Remembering to keep it close to the body, but throwing in the ball component actually gives it a nice unknown component. You're unsure of where to reach for the ball, so you're actually using muscles that are inter and cross-connected. That your abs, they're really interesting. There's multiple layers, and it takes a long time to explain about them. But basically, using a ball is really good to try. Even if you have a small tennis ball, try using it, and it's going to add a next level component to your abs. All right. So if you're up for it, right now you're going to pause the video and do another 10 reps of each. If you want to do it twice total, you're going to get 40 reps total. If you're doing it 5 times of the set back and forth, it's going to be 100 reps total. Your call on where you want to begin. And remember, you can always add more. All right, so that's our upper body component. Next, our legs. So if you have a resistance band at home for your legs, a small one, you're going to grab it now. All right. We're going to bring it around our legs, right above the knees, okay? And then here's where we lay down. Okay. So we're going to set ourselves up for bridge here. Your feet are hip width distance apart, your heels are down, grounded. You're going to lift your hips up, and then you're going to open up the knees out to the side, trying to keep your feet flat on the mat. And then bring them back in and lower your hips down. Now that's 1 rep. You don't have to have a band in order to do this with me. So let's all do it together. You're gonna lift, open up, close, and then drop. That's 2. Lift, open, and drop. That's 3. Keep going. And drop is 4, 5. Good. Keep it up. 6. Really shoot those hips high. Dig into your heels. Squeeze your glutes. Last 3, 2, and 1. Good. Relax. Nice work. So working those external rotators, your abductors, your booty muscles. We're going to keep working on that. And the next thing we're going to do, if you have your band, you're going to bring it around your ankles. If you don't, use your imagination and still join me. We're going to lay down. Again, Option here is to bring your hands under your hips. You're gonna bring your legs up, and then one leg is gonna press down. Good. Now, if you have a band, you're gonna feel it pulling your top leg. So we're doing two things. Your bottom leg is pressing and your top leg is resisting. You're gonna go down and then back up. Down and back up. Now you could switch back and forth or do two on each side and then switch. Now remember here to keep your back flat on the mat. And that means bending your knees a little bit. Nothing wrong with that. All right, and done. That was 10. Next exercise, we're gonna do the same thing but horizontally. So bring your legs straight up, but bring them down a little bit more. We're not saying 45 degrees, maybe a little bit less. Again, tuck your hands. Okay, and we're gonna open out wide and then close. Now you could still do this without the band and it's still really hard. So let's do 10 together. Good. Remember the first few were easy, but over time, your muscles will start to feel fatigued. That's why I encourage you to do more than 10. But if you're just starting out, 10 is a good place to be, and then decide how you feel later. And if you feel good and you don't have any muscle pain or any soreness or any type of feeling that tells you worked out, maybe it's time to increase it and go up to 20 reps. Okay? So time is up. I think we did 20. I tricked you. You're welcome. All right. Cool. Next part is lying on your side. This one is really tough with the band. The next three are really tough with the band. So you could still try. I will do it with the band. But again, either way, you're going to feel it. The first one, you're going to actually draw a square with your top foot. You can be on your forearm and upright, or you can be completely on your side, supporting your head. But whatever you feel is most comfortable with your upper body, go ahead and do that. And I want you to use your top hand, your free hand, to press into the ground for a little more stability and control. Okay, this top leg here is going to be drawing. We're going to be drawing squares. So I don't care which direction you go. They can be big or small. The bigger, the more challenging it's going to be. You're going to draw a square, maybe more like a rectangle. We're doing 10 total, and let's go. Really be precise. And that's 10 for me. Whew, already feel it in the hips. So if you want more, go ahead and stop this video. Go to 20, go to 25. It's important to feel it before you stop. So getting that little burn is a good indicator we're getting in that target zone. All right, the next exercise, we're just gonna switch to the other side and make sure we're evening out before we move on. Switch to the other leg. Okay, and squares, 10 total, 1. Now make sure that you're doing the best that you can and they're not becoming circles or ovals or strange rectangles. Do your best to make it nice, clean, square. Oh my gosh, drawing has never been so hard. Last 2. Last 1. Ooh. Oh my goodness. Done. Ooh. All right, if you need a stretch, go ahead and do that. You're gonna cross ankle to opposite knee. Take a couple deep breaths, and then you'll do the same thing on the other side. I'm gonna let you do that while I take a sip of water. All right, we're almost done. We have 2 more exercises. Let's get them done. And if you really like this workout, you can repeat this again as many times as you want. So doing 10 of each is only going to get you, under 100 reps total. But doing 20 of each and repeating multiple times, doing, clusters back and forth. I like to switch it up, 25 here, 25 there. That can give you up to 500 reps total. So depends on how much you want to do. You can always break it up. All right, last 2, here we go. On your side again. All right, I call this one the bicycle. So position just like the last exercise. Our top leg is going to imagine we're riding a bike, and we're going to do a circular motion. Big circle. Good. That's 3. As big as you can, involving the whole leg, pointing and flexing. Don't let your top leg drop down. All right, last one, last cycle, rotation and break. Whew, that was 10. All right. When you're done with that side, you're going to switch to the other. Okay, 10 as well. Again, try and keep that foot at least hip height. That's your goal. 10 reps, let's go. We're at 7, 8, 9, and 10. Woo! On fire. All right, and last one. We are there. Okay. Yes. This one reminds me of jumping jacks. So we're not going to be jumping, but we're going to be laying instead. Your leg is pretending it's doing jumping jacks, except we are horizontal instead of vertical. So imagine you're jumping and you're starting here centered, right feet are here centered, and then you're going to jump out and back in, maybe jumping over a small obstacle if it helps with your imagination. Bending the knees, finishing up top, out to the side, and then back to center, okay? Let's do 10 hops. 1, 2. Good, make sure your toes stay pointed forward, not pointed up towards the ceiling. So the outer edge of your foot is what's actually coming up. Woo! Last 2. And 10. Good. Break here or continue. And when you're ready, we'll switch over to the other side and finish up. Remember your position. Top hand against the ground. Head can be supported. And starting here, imagining that we're standing on the ground. Good. And then bending that bottom knee for a little more support. Jumping out and in. 10 total. 2, 3, 4, 5. Whew. And 10. And break. Whew. All right. That was the workout for today. The best way to stretch out of those is to do any cross-legged position, even lotus pose, or you can do figure four while you're laying on your back, crossing your legs up and over like this. I've taken you through some stretching in my other videos, so I'm going to excuse myself from doing that today. I trust that you're going to stretch whatever you need to. Remember my concept of strengthen and lengthen. So wherever you're feeling you really works, maybe it's your hips or maybe it's your core, I want you to take at least 5 minutes right now and stretch out on your own, okay? So that wraps up our session for today. I'd love to know any feedback that you have. Thank you so much, and from my heart to yours, I say namaste.